Live fast. Die young. Be wild. Have fun. Being brave means knowing that when you fail, you don't fail forever. We have nothing to lose, nothing to gain, nothing we desired anymore except to make our lives into a work of art. The road is long, we carry on, try to have fun in the meantime. No matter how many people give me advice, I am going to do what my heart tells me to do. I am nostalgic of an era I never knew. Be like snow, cold, but beautiful. Money is the anthem of success, so put on your mascara and your party dress. I believe in the person I want to become. They judge me like a picture book, by the colors, like they forgot to read. I believe nothing happens by mistake. You know, the universe has a divine plan. That sounds dramatic. I only know how to do me, so that's just what I'm going to do. I mainly let my imagination be my reality. Fantasy is my reality. Life is beautiful, but you don't have a clue. A man's ego is just as fragile as a woman's heart. Growing up, I was always prone to obsession, partly because of the way I am, but partly because after feeling so lonely for such a long time, when I found someone or something that I liked, I felt helplessly drawn to it. I suppose that accounts for some of the creepiness in my music. When your happiness is someone else's happiness, that is love. Nothing I ever wrote had a message. It was just my own personal experience. When I was younger, I felt lonely. In terms of my thought processes, I had the constant feeling that I thought differently to everyone around me. So, I suppose I felt lonely for home. I didn't know where I wanted to be, but I knew I wasn't there yet. Sometimes, love feels like a life or death situation. Losing true love is pretty much as bad as it gets, other than actually dying or losing good health. Most people know that. Most people can relate. It's like the end of the world. I just look for someone who makes me feel like life is an exciting opportunity and, just like to be alive. Synchronicities. It's been said that coincidences are God's way of remaining anonymous. Synchronicities are a sign of divinity. You breathe in deeply and say, I don't want anything. I'm going to let things happen. I pretend I'm not hurt. I walk about the world like I'm having fun. Everything I do it for somebody I've never met before, something in the great beyond. That's my primary relationship, really, is with something divine. I feel a connection as real with that as I've ever had with anybody on this earth. Sometimes I wish I was a beautiful machine so I could resist your kiss and not cry when you're mean. Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone. Who had nothing, who wanted everything. I've got a war in my mind. What other people think of me is none of my business. Sometimes it hurts my feelings, but I have to just keep going. Being human is difficult. Some people make it more difficult than others. I was one of those people. I was, a mess. I totally wanted to kill myself every day. I want to stay hopeful, even though I get scared about why we're even alive at all. I want to find someone who's really magnetic, but who isn't going to do anything bad to me. It's hard. When you have absolutely no idea what's going to happen to you or what your career is going to end up like, and you're just really open to anything, then you don't really have anything to lose. You fit me better than my favorite sweater. I'm interested in the gorgeous side of life, but also familiar with the dark side too. It's about a singer who first sneered about my allegedly not authentic style, but later she stole and copied it. And now she's acting like I am the art project and she the true super artist. My God, and people actually believe her. She's successful. I shouldn't continue ranting. It doesn't get anywhere. It takes getting everything you ever wanted and then losing it to know what true freedom is. I once had dreams of becoming a beautiful poet, but upon an unfortunate series of events, some of those dreams dashed and divided like a million stars in the night sky that I wished on over and over again, sparkling and broken. But I didn't really mind, because I knew that it takes getting everything you ever wanted and then losing it to know what true freedom is. Love is strange. Sometimes it makes you crazy. It can burn or break you down. Bad things happen every day, but you're not going to be any happier thinking about them. So I don't think about them. When I was very young, I was sort of floored by the fact that my mother and my father and everyone I knew was going to die one day, and myself too. I had a sort of a philosophical crisis. I couldn't believe that we were mortal. My idea of a true feminist is a woman who feels free enough to do whatever she wants. When you're an introvert like me and you've been lonely for a while, and then you find someone who understands you, you become really attached to them. It's a real release. I'm personally more struck by visual things more than musical. I was always an unusual girl. My mother told me I had a chameleon soul, no moral compass pointing due north, no fixed personality, just an inner indecisiveness that was as wide and as wavering as the ocean. When I found somebody who I fell in love with, it made me feel different than I felt the rest of the day. It was electrifying. I like a little hardcore love. Find someone who has a life that you want and figure out how they got it. Read books, pick your role models wisely. Find out what they did and do it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger is so not true. You know what makes you stronger? When people treat you and your art with dignity. It's nice to be able to try and build the life you want for yourself. I know now that it's really important to feel beautiful. There is a power to that. I used to wonder if it was God's plan that I should be alone for so much of my life. But I found peace. I found happiness within people and the world. In the end, I find my influences or inspirations where I can. I've a clearer idea of how I don't want to be seen as someone who does what everyone wants them to. The world needs poetry now more than ever. It's the only thing that can keep music from copying itself and sounding the same.